Hey everybody, Kimberly Lorenz, certified hypnotist and certified professional hypnosis instructor. I'm here today to talk to you about happiness, how to build it in your life for lasting success. So the first thing that I do with all my clients is I lead them through a hypnotic process where we begin to heal and reprogram the unhelpful, unhealthy core beliefs that are causing most of the uncomfortable, negative feelings that they have on the inside. So that's the first step. You've got to start healing and reprogramming those core beliefs. Nobody gets out of childhood without some misperceptions. Common misperceptions and core beliefs that really need to be reprogrammed kind of are, we all know about them, but we have a really hard time reprogramming them, which is maybe that you're not adequate, that there's something wrong with you. You might feel like you aren't very lovable or worthy or deserving of good things. These are the kind of very simple but very profoundly negative affecting core beliefs that most people are carrying around, and I help them heal those beliefs and reprogram them for success. The next thing that I do for all my clients is all along the way, I help them release and process, metabolize all of those excess feelings, those negative feelings that have been gathered and collected through the years. You see, when you don't have the right beliefs, when you have these core beliefs that are not helping you, like that you're not good enough or that you're not lovable, they cause a lot of uncomfortable negative feelings to gather inside of you, and you really can't process them away because that belief is there perpetuating that feeling. So what I do is I help my clients release that excess emotion, begin processing and metabolizing it away. So at the end of the process with me, whether it's just that session or the whole protocol, what happens is they're much more cleaned out. They're much more peaceful and calm. They're not jumbled. And it's like, oh, I know. It's like on the inside, we all have a log jam. A log jam is when all the loggers cut down all the trees and they float them down the river, but one or two get bound up. And so it causes a backlog of logs. Well, that's what's happening on the inside of most people before they go through this process. And what I help them do is release that log jam so things can start flowing, metabolizing those feelings away, and then they're just peaceful and calm. So that's step number 2. Step number 3 is something that you can begin doing right away today for yourself, and that's understanding yourself, understanding how you work emotionally. I use a wonderful book called The Secret Language of Feelings to teach this information to my clients. It's available on Amazon. You can go get it today. You need to begin identifying your feelings, naming them, and finding satisfying responses. What that means is when you feel the emotion of fear, it means that you perceive that something bad might happen. And you have to establish and decide for yourself if that's based on accurate perceptions. And then when you've done that, you'll know exactly what to do. This information is all contained in the book, and this information is what I teach my clients. If you skip this step, you'll often and always be frustrated, having emotions just build up and get log jam backed up again. It'll never really clear because you'll not have the information that you need to find a satisfying response. So this step number 3 of understanding your emotional physiology is really, really important. Make sure that you get that information however you can. You can get it through a counselor. You can read that book, The Secret Language of Feelings. You can talk to me. You can watch my TikToks, but you need to start allowing your feelings to do what they're designed to do, which is help you achieve your wants, needs, and desires. Okay, so that's step number 3. Step number 4, well, let me just back up. Everything that we've been doing up till now has been changing you from the inside out, right? You've gotten information on the secret language of feelings. You've changed the way that you think and perceive those, changed you on the inside, affects how you are on the outside. Changing and reprogramming and healing those emotions and those core beliefs, that's changes from the inside to the outside. And neutralizing those feelings, that's changing the inside, that brings changes to the outside. Everything we've done till now is inside to outside. At step number 4, what we do is we start changing the outside to affect the inside. So we have information and change going in both directions, in to out and out to in. It's a really effective formula for permanent change and transformation in your life so that you can achieve the happiness and the success that you want. So step number 4 is to begin practicing the techniques, the exercises, and the skills that you need so that you can achieve a change in your mindset. You're changing what you do on the outside to affect the way that your brain perceives things. It's really interesting. It's important to remember that success comes from being happy. Happiness does not come from being successful. The research bears that out. Success in life does not bring happiness. You have to be happy to be successful. I hope that makes sense. What we focus on grows. The way that we feed our brain is the way that we will perceive the world. So if we put garbage in our brain, we'll get garbage out. If we put gold in our brain, we'll get gold out. That means that we can use that information to change the way that we actually perceive. If we start putting gold in, guess what we're going to get? We're going to get gold in our life. We're going to see things differently. You actually have an advantage and perform better when your brain is more positive. So there's lots of good reasons to start focusing on the positive. How we experience the world is changed by our mindset. So we must focus and change our mindset to get the very most happiness out of life. When your brain gets stuck in a pattern of never-ending misery or negativity, that's all you'll ever get. You've got to change and start expecting the positive. And there's things that we're going to do. I'm going to cover them in just a minute so that you can start doing that. But before we get there, what you need to know is when you start focusing and looking for the positive, what happens is your brain is flooded with positive, healthy, happiness encouraging neurotransmitters and chemicals like serotonin and dopamine. What happens is not only does it make you feel better, but also opens up the areas of your brain where you can start performing better. What happens is you organize information better, you retrieve information better, you are going to make better decisions based on that because the chemicals change the function or the ability of the brain to function. It actually improves the functionality of your brain. So the goal will be to maintain a happiness advantage in your life all the time so that you can actually be in your job, as a parent, in your career, whatever, more successful just by focusing and changing your mindset. This information is based on the research of Sean Acor. He wrote a book called The Happiness Advantage. In that book, he describes how you can keep a happiness journal that'll change your mindset. These are the things you're going to do in your journal every day to change your mindset and reach higher levels of happiness and success. Here we go. 1, every night you're going to write down 3 gratitudes. That's 3 new things. Can't repeat anything at least for a minimum of 1 month. 3 things that you're grateful for. That's going to make your mind have to search harder and harder every day to be grateful for something. You're going to have a more optimistic mindset. Number 2, you're going to do the doubler. The doubler is when you have any kind of positive interaction or experience it every day. So maybe you exercised and you felt really proud of yourself, or maybe you gave a presentation and you did a really good job. Maybe somebody told you thank you for being kind to them. Those good experiences, you're going to write them down in your journal. Just take a few minutes to do it. And what happens is you're doubling the positive effect of that in your brain just by revisiting it and writing it down. Here's a hypnosis secret. Your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and what you imagine. So by imagining this event a second time, your brain doesn't know that it's not happening. It just feels the result of those positive chemicals. So reimagining it is actually as if you're reliving it. So it's a really powerful technique. Number 3, you're going to get 15 minutes of fun activity. He says cardio, I say be active. You should be able to talk, but be active and get your body moving. It's really, really good for you. And you're going to get a flood of really good endorphins just by moving. Number 4, in your happiness journal, all day long, you're going to be looking for ways to do conscious acts of kindness. Conscious acts of kindness are spending just 1 or 2 minutes to write a thank you note or a thank you email, going out of your way to do something kind or nice for somebody else. But the key is you have to spend all day looking for that opportunity so that when it comes, you don't miss it. So, what this does is it increases your expectation to have positive interactions with yourself and other people all the time, causing your brain to be happier and happier. Then again, remember that makes you more and more successful because your brain works better. And the last thing that he recommends is meditation. He says to meditate. In this case, he's using meditation to undo the negative effects of being really, really busy. It's calming to the mind and it helps release excess emotion that's built up through the day. And that is absolutely true. Meditation does that. But I'd like to posit and put out there that you should learn a kind of self hypnosis instead, not just meditation. Meditation is good for releasing um, built up emotions, but that's just about it. It's not going to actually help you reprogram your mind. And isn't that the whole goal? Is you're trying to reprogram your mind to achieve better and better things? I teach every single one of my clients a very special kind of mind, body, and spirit hypnosis. So it's incorporating a spiritual aspect or a spiritual focus. And it's really powerful for doing exactly what Sean says you need to do, which is spend a few minutes meditating to release those excess emotions. Well, it also helps program my clients to achieve those things that they want to achieve, to reprogram them at the same time. So, search for a way for you to do some kind of mindfulness meditation or self hypnosis. If you have any questions about anything I've covered so far, I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message. If you're interested in that self hypnosis course, I do offer it online. All you got to do is contact me and I'll give you that information and you can begin changing your life right now. Thanks so much. Have a great day.